are speaking with Lee-Arn. I've been watching you, and you are such an inspiring woman.
Thank you.
And my love for women and strength and diversity and what you do is just something that I really look up to, and I feel like you can just inspire so many women. But yeah, look, today I wanted to speak to you because, you know, we've got our MOR Relocation business, which supports people migrating into Australia with essential services. And we all have a story. I migrated myself with my parents when I was 7 years old. What's your story? I know that you have a colourful story. You've got a big family.
I do.
And you've got a lot of love in your heart and you love your family. Tell me, when did you decide to make the move to Australia? Why? The reasons why? Tell me everything.
Okay, so I grew up in a little town just north of Wellington called Parirua, and I was born and bred there and thought that I would live my life out there. But one day, my husband and I, we woke up one morning and we decided that the opportunities that we were wanting for our children, at the time we had 6 children, we felt, take them away to Australia, or come to Australia, so that we could teach them some other values and that we knew that weren't happening in our small community. Don't get me wrong, our community is beautiful, and I grew up in it and it was wonderful, but the world that we live in today meant that we felt that they would have been stunted there. And we're very grateful that we moved to Australia 32 years ago now. We now have 10 children, and the opportunities that have been given our children by moving to Australia have been, I don't even explain it. The blessings that have come our way, because we are of a faith as well, as we feel that we've been blessed as a family. We were guided. We believe that we were guided to there, because Eli was first offered a job in Sydney.
Okay.
And out of the blue, a friend came over and said, don't go to Sydney, come to Queensland. And we did, and we've not looked back. You know, we live on the Gold Coast. We've been there 32 years. My mother her father's Australian from Adelaide, so I was always very passionate in my childhood to know more about my Australian side. My father's Māori from Parirua. So being in Australia with such a big family, I believe that it enhanced our family. It helped us to spread our wings a little bit. You know? Land of opportunity.
Beautiful. And so you mentioned 32 years ago. What support did you have when you made your move? Like, did you have family and friends that helped you, or was it just...
No, we did.
On your own?
I had a cousin that lived an hour away, but they were, we had a few friends that lived close by, but no immediate family, which was really, really strange and really weird, because, I lived next door to my parents. My brother lived next door to me. We were at number, 11, 13 and 15. Those were our street, our numbers. So to come to a country where, we got off the plane with literally the candy bags that we had, that you did at that time. And we stayed with friends of ours for 2 weeks, and then we got our own place. But, I remember the first time I went to Centrelink, I didn't even know what that was. And I went to Centrelink and they gave me all this money in my account. And I was like, what the heck? And it was just because I had a family, had a large family. I didn't remember anything like that in New Zealand. But it was just, and it wasn't the means to an end. It was sort of something that supplemented our income. And I remember thinking, we've come to the right country,
That's nice. That's beautiful. Yeah. And we are very lucky where we live. Yeah. Like, we're nicely tucked away down under.
Yeah.
Away from, I guess, the hustle and bustle of the rest of the world.
Yeah.
So tell me, 32 years ago you relocated, you had some support. now fast forward, obviously all of your children did all of their schooling or completed their schooling in Australia. What opportunities has Australia given your family and you? Like, I know obviously we're in this beautiful network. We won't talk about that just yet, but you know, when you settled into your Aussie life, what were the benefits of?
Well, I came to Australia. I was a hairdresser.
It makes sense. Look at your beautiful hair.
I came and I was a hairdresser, so I always had my own businesses. But I ended up working for a little salon in Brisbane. Yeah. For about 6 months, and then I moved to the Gold Coast and did a bit of hairdressing there. And then in the end, we added to our family, so I just did home mobile hairdressing. So it definitely was land of opportunity coming here, although I did have salons in New Zealand. And then so to leave them and leave that stability and come over to what was going to be instability, and then all of a sudden turn it around and it's stability again there. Now when I go back to New Zealand, I find myself in instability when I go there.
Really?
So Australia's definitely been, definitely been a country that I have embraced and I definitely call home,
Yeah.
So my children all went to school there. I have a son that embarked on a rugby league career and went professional there. So he's done that for the last 10 to 12 years. I've got a daughter that also went professional in a rugby league career. She just retired this year.
Wow.
A mother of two. And then I've got a daughter and son-in-law who have got their own CrossFit box and have been and competed in America. So, the opportunity for my family and my children, they love to go back to New Zealand to visit, but they are so grateful. We hear all the time about how grateful they are that we brought them to Australia and have given them a lifestyle here.
Well, you've given them a gift.
Yeah.
My parents migrated 39 years ago, and I see it as a gift. Like, I would not have had the same opportunities back in Chile in South America. And so I can see that your kids would feel the same.
Yeah, definitely.
And tell me, so moving on, when did you become a nurse?
So we lost our youngest son at the age of just shy of 8. And I remember, I'd nursed my mum and my sister, and then I got to nurse him. And I remember thinking, what am I going to do because he was disabled? I thought, what am I going to do with my life? Because my life had been around him for the last, 7 years. And then one night in a dream, it came to me, why don't I go and do my nursing? Because I've been a carer. Yeah. And then I was being a carer. I was actually doing some caring, long story short, after he passed.
Okay. So sorry.
From an organisation that had known my situation with him. And I remember ended up working with them for about 6 months. And this one morning I was doing a night shift and I'd gone home and I could hear this thing flapping in the wind, and I'm thinking, oh, that's so annoying. The window was down. It was 6:30 or 7:30 in the morning, and I'm driving home and I'm thinking, what is that noise? And I remember turning around and seeing the sign blowing in the wind, and it said, become a nurse today. Takes 18 months. Come sign up. From 8 a.m. till 3 p.m. you can sign up. Oh my God. So I found myself turning that corner, and I went around and I signed up and did my nursing.
I am such a believer, I'm very spiritual as well, and I am such a believer of signs and just being led in our path. Yeah. So that's beautiful. I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
so. And I've never looked back. And the day that I went was the last day of registration. So there was so many things pointing me to go there. I went home and my husband goes, oh, you're home a bit late today. And I said, oh, yeah, guess what I did today?
Oh, my God.
I went and signed up to become a nurse.
It's shocked.
Because I was over 40, so I was like, I was like.
See, and I love that.
45.
45.
Yeah.
See, I love that at any age we are able to reinvent ourselves.
Yeah, sure.
I love that.
Well, like I've been in business now my whole life. I've always been there. I've always had a very entrepreneurial brain to it. It's just how it's always been. But I'm 61 next month.
Stop it.
I know, but
you are one of the sexiest women. I know. I see you. Your flair.
I don't feel 61, but biologically that clock's ticking.
Yeah.
So there's, I've got this much time to do this much stuff.
No, you're still.
I'm still, I know
how that feels like. I'm 45. I'm 46 actually next week.
Yeah.
This week, in a few days actually, and it is scary because time does go pretty quickly. But you look amazing. You're a little rock star in your fashionable gear, and I just look up to you again.
Thank you.
I also admire you in the fashion sense. Okay, so I'm loving your story. So you became a nurse. You've relocated. You brought your family over. What are you doing now?
So once I became a nurse, I had always I'd always wanted to be a nurse, but back in those days it was really hard to get into nursing because you had to do it in the hospital.
Okay.
And so
so is that different now?
Oh yeah, very different.
Okay.
So you can do it online now.
Oh,
but, almost. But when I did the nursing thing, I remember thinking, my son had before he died, we were given the opportunity of having a night nurse.
Okay.
So I got a friend of mine who, at the time, who worked for an agency, and the agency said they would take him on as a client. So I could have her as our night nurse. When you're having other people come in and out, and it's always nice to know who you've got.
Yeah.
So I said to her, I'd really like you to be my night nurse. So she went to her boss, and her boss said, yeah, we'll take him on, because they knew it was going to be a short-term thing. And they took him on as a client, and all my paperwork, I kept all my paperwork right. I made sure that all the documentation was right. So when each week the boss, the lady that owned the business, would say to my friend, is this woman a nurse? Because I would make sure that everything was, in order. And she said, no, she's not actually, but she's thinking of doing her nursing. She said, well, you tell her when she starts her nursing to come to us, and we'll give her a job as an AIN in our business.
Yep.
And so that's how my
So you had your placements like before you started studying?
So I went there and started with her.
Yeah.
Doing my aged care, and learnt the department that she worked under. Yeah. And I became really familiar with that form of nursing. Yeah. It's community-based nursing. And I decided that was going to be an area that I wanted to go into, because it meant a lot to me. That and palliative care were two places that I really wanted to.
So you really have to have a strong heart.
Yeah. And
especially in that situation, because you're not only dealing with your client or the patient, but also the family, who are going through a hell of a lot, saying their farewells. And
some of them.
How did you protect yourself? Like,
I think when you've lost a child and you've seen their bodies literally fade, and you know that it's their time, it does make it makes the process, I'm going to say easier, but not really easier. But there is a process that you have to go through to come to terms or be at peace with that.
Yeah.
So after Velan had passed and I'd started the nursing, I wanted to do something in the NDIS space, or the disability space. But because I had been working for this lady, I was approached by somebody in that space that said, why don't you do something in this space? I thought, why don't I do them both? So that's what we did.
I know someone who would have said that.
Yeah, why don't we do it in both? So we did it in both, and we got the aged care side before we got the disability side.
Okay.
And we've not looked back. But
So how long ago was that?
That was 2 years ago.
Okay.
2 years ago. It's been the business itself has been operating for 3 years, but it's been open for 3 years, but we've actually been working just a little over 2.5 years.
Okay.
And has it come with its challenges? Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, I think everything does, right?
That's
like
right.
if it's too easy, then it's not really.
Yeah, but our fundamental, our mission statement, our processes have got better. Our policies have got better.
So you've done amazing. You're absolutely kicking it at the moment with your business, and you are scaling and helping so many people. And we have done a bit of work together through MOR.Healthcare. We've provided you with some staff, and you know that we bring internationals in, and through that we launched more. So MOR Relocation offers immigration support and visa processing. So we work with some amazing visa specialists, migration lawyers, and we also offer a lot of complementary assistance in that we help people set up accounts, so banking, telephone numbers, their superannuation. We work with HESTA, so you would use HESTA, for healthcare. We're partnered up with them, and Bupa for private health insurance. A lot of people that come over on a 482 visa would need their own private health insurance. They're not completely covered by Medicare, or they're not covered by Medicare. Had you found a business at that time that was helping you with resources on how to transfer all of your documentation, how to apply for your TFN? How would you have felt using a service like that? Tell me.
You know, when I first spoke to Harv about that, I remember saying to Lisa, my ER, I saying to her, there's this organisation here that, back then I wasn't a nurse, but that help people relocate, or professional people relocate, help set them up from the bank account to the tax file number to the superannuation, to how to send their resumes, to send it to a professional lawyer, or to wherever it needed to go. They have been right there behind what I would have done to have had something like that.
And look, the idea came because, again, we relocated, and I vividly remember being an 8-year-old and having to go to the bank with my mum. She had limited English, and I had to translate for her at 8 years of age. We had no internet back then. This was 1987. And I remember the struggles that my parents had having to start a new life in Australia. I mean, Australia's got so many opportunities, so many open doorways of support, but yet if there was a one-stop shop and, you know, we can supply but, you know, if we can supply that to people, and we really do it lovingly because we understand.
That's exactly, I was just going to say, you know, like having dealt with more on a professional level, as well as, you know, a personal level as well, and a business level, you were the right people for it too. You know what I mean? You've done this yourself. You've experienced it. Help us, because like we didn't know how to bring an international nurse in, and the benefits that has as well. But knowing that you guys both talk from experience, you're doing it from experience. You're doing it because you yourselves have immigrated here to Australia, like I did. But I came with 6 kids.
Oh my God!
And I remember going to the bank. That was an ordeal.
Yeah, okay.
That was an ordeal.
What happened?
Oh, they just weren't helpful.
They weren't helpful.
They just weren't helpful.
Look, we've partnered up with NAB, and we start the onboarding process before any of our clients leave their country. So a lot of our clients come from the UK and New Zealand, and other places as well, but predominantly from the UK and New Zealand. And we start the contact with NAB early on, and it's for security and privacy issues as well. The person opening their account has to be present in person at a branch, and we organise all of that for them. So how would that have helped, having had everything done before your arrival?
Oh, that would have made, could you imagine having little kids? Little kids around your lap, pulling on you, and that you're really trying to fill out these forms.
No, everything would have been done for you.
Yes, that would have eased my burden.
Yeah.
Immensely.
Oh, perfect. Well, that was it. Look, I don't want to talk too much about us, but what, back to you and your story, because I love hearing like all of your challenges. Tell me now at your age and all of your experience, what would you tell your younger self, say when you were 20, when you were 30 and 40, what advice would you give yourself? And it can be anything. It can be to do with love, life, career. Like
be kinder to myself.
I love
be
that.
kinder to myself. I grew up in a devout religious family, and I don't have a problem with that. I love those values and the qualities that I've been taught.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of expectation around the fact that I was the oldest child and what was expected of me, and I doubted myself for a long time. So then when it was anything with self-doubt, gives you the feeling of not being good enough. So, and I felt not good enough about myself for a long time, especially through my early years. I married when I was 19 because that was a thing to do. Had children straight away. Went through some knocks, and as you do, but I'm still with my husband. We've been together since we were 16. He's the love of my life.
You guys are beautiful together.
Yeah, he's the love of my life.
Your husband.
Yeah,
and you're just so like there's such beautiful energy.
Yeah, thank you. we like I said, we've been through some knocks and challenges, but we've come out the other end. He totally supports me on this journey. And whatever decision I want to make. I ran past him, the fact that we're going to bring international nurse across. He goes, whatever works, babe. Like he has faith and trust in me, which is huge, because I don't, I work with other women that can't do that kind of thing in their relationships, So I'm very, very grateful for that. But to my young self and to my old self, to my middle-aged self, it would be kinder to myself.
I love that, and I think all of us women need to take that advice on. Kindness takes us such a long way, and why not start with ourselves? Thank you. That was I think I love that. I really do. And I love you.
Oh, thanks.
And
it's freezing.
I know, freezing. And we've spent a beautiful 4 days together, and I was really looking forward to. We're actually filming from New Zealand.
Yeah.
In your hometown, your homeland. And so it's quite special. We met in Australia. We've been to Bali together. We're going to be in Sydney together next week.
Yes. I just want to thank you and your beautiful sister for just your love and your energy. You both have the most special energy. You're very gifted, and I'm very grateful that I have been able to be encountered with you. I'm more than, it's not just a friendship level, but also as professional. Not professional, have do some work with me. And
Javier is amazing. Javier is my sister and my partner in business, and
you're amazing too, sweetheart.
I've
seen you grow, and over the last
8
months of being in this organisation with you, you girls have done your parents proud.
Oh, thank you. Oh, I'm gonna get teary. Yeah, no, it's been a journey. I think we've all got a story, and taking it back to speaking about women, and you starting reinventing your new career at the age of 45. I've tried to I am reinventing myself, and I think a message to all women, it's never too late. And
be kind to yourself. And it's okay to mess up and make a few mistakes along the way. Just pick yourself up again, put your big girl undies on, and let's go.
Yeah, and I think every day is a new day. And sometimes we go through our ups and downs, and it's okay to have that downtime and give ourselves permission. We learned about giving ourselves permission to succeed and fail.
We don't stay down.
No. When we're down, I think we just need to be kind to ourselves and love ourselves, and then get up. Keep going.
Win your race.
Yeah, absolutely. Because life has so many opportunities, and it depends on our mindset, how we see it as well, and what we choose to see.
That's right. Thank you.
Thank you. Ooh.